Do you want a secret marketing strategy that will make people fall all over themselves to say yes to what you're offering? Well, in this episode, that is what you're going to get.
Are we setting the bar up a little high?
No, because we're that good.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. Okay, so right now we are in Boise, Idaho. Boise, Idaho? Why are we in Boise, Idaho?
It took a very long time to get here, too.
It was some...
But the people are lovely. The place is beautiful.
Yes.
The mountains are gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
But it's not for vacation.
No.
Because we were asked to speak on a launch event of a new affiliate platform called OfferLab.
Yes.
And we were asked to create a presentation for OfferLab, and it absolutely crushed it.
Yeah.
We had hundreds of people opt into our offer. And so we're going to share with you over the next few days what we did to get so many people to jump in and instantly become buyers.
Mm-hmm. So secret marketing strategy. Hello? Secret marketing. We're tired. Secret marketing strategy number one is about leveraging like a storytelling technique or a different way to get past.
It's copywriting. It's marketing.
Yeah, it is. And it's a way to get past people's sort of natural, I don't understand this, or wait, no, this is too complicated. And it's what you taught me is called the kinda like story.
Yeah. And I mean, if we think about it in terms of historical examples, whatever you feel about this topic, when President Trump was describing its immigration policy back in the day, he would say, I'm going to build a wall. So build a wall was really an analogy for what he planned on doing with his immigration strategy. But it was kind of like, it's kind of like a wall we're going to put up across the entire Mexico-United States border. Again, whatever you feel about that, that's a kind of like, we're using an example. Well, this same strategy could be used anytime you're trying to explain something new to an audience. You relate the thing that you're telling them to something they already know. So we opened up our presentation today by doing that. Let me give the overall objective, and then you can talk about the kind of like. Okay, so what we were telling our audience was how LinkedIn is such a powerful platform to grow your business, how you can get unlimited number of leads and turn them into clients using that platform. But we know LinkedIn doesn't have the best reputation. It's not always thought of as like the sexiest, most exciting platform out there. And people also see it as having spam. So like, how do you overcome all those things if the offer you have is in a platform people aren't necessarily wanting? Use this kind of like strategy. And that's how we open up our talk. But before we tell them what we did, why don't you tell them what a grand entrance is? Because you should always open up your talk with a grand entrance.
Yeah. I mean, that could be secret marketing strategy number 4 if we wanted to. But you know what? We're going to go above and beyond.
We're gonna deliver to more than we have.
Yeah, exactly. So grand entrance basically is, if you've ever seen a Mission Impossible movie or a really good action movie, has it started with a couple of people just sitting down and having a quiet conversation?
Or saying this movie is about.
No, it doesn't. It starts in the middle of the action. If it's like Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise is hanging off a helicopter. There's something like wild that happens within the first minute, 2 minutes that gets you pumped and excited. And you're like, and then it's all, and then we go into the intro of Mission Impossible. Well, that same sort of technique works when you're delivering a message, especially if you're stepping onto a stage, virtual or live, and you don't want to be like 99.9999% of the other people who step on the stage and go, well, thank you very much, Kim, for having me.
It's so great to be with all of you.
Thank you.
Or on a video, they go, hey, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, guys. That's my favorite YouTuber thing. Hey, guys. We're back for some more. Like, no, don't do that. What we did and what you can utilize in your storytelling and your presentations is begin in the middle of the action. So if you're telling a personal story about an event that happened, start where it was like, I was walking down the street, it was pitch black, and all of a sudden I saw this huge black dog in front of me, and I was terrified. Right? That grabs an audience's attention, just like a Mission Impossible movie would. Right? You want to catch them right from the beginning, and then when you have them hooked, they're with you throughout the rest of your presentation. So how we did that was, instead of walking on and doing the same old thing we just talked about, we walked on and we almost did like a kind of like grand entrance.
We combined two
techniques. We really did combine two techniques. And so we walked on, and there was this gif of like a nightclub where people like dancing. It's crazy. And the first thing that I said is, we were looking for clients, and we walked into the club and we didn't know any of the dance moves. We realized it was TikTok. And we put up TikTok. And then flexed on the next one.
I said, yeah, and I walked to the room and everyone was old and falling asleep. We realized it was Facebook.
Right, and the GIF was of South Park, the old age home and a bunch of old people sitting around. And then after that, we did this old black and white sort of like spaghetti Western thing of like a bar where people are like pummeling each other, getting into a fight, bashing chairs over one another. And it said, we walked into this place and everyone was fighting and nothing was going right. And we realized it was X and Twitter. But then we walked into
a room where they're taking selfies and fighting over the light. And we realized it was Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final one is, and then we walked into a room where everybody was ready to do business. And that example was LinkedIn.
Right.
So we compared something negative with the things that we wanted to say don't use. And then we gave a positive to the thing that we did. And we did it all by using kind of likes.
Right.
And you can get really great gifts at Giphy.com. GIPHY.com.
Mm-hmm.
And you just put in the emotion or the behavior that you want to demonstrate on a slide. Yeah. And you get great images. Then you have to go to the download button and then it'll save to your computer and then you can upload it to your slides.
Yeah, it's really awesome and a great visual way to tell great stories and to make a grand entrance like that. Because you have people who are visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic, I gotta be hands-on with it learners. And so if you can, in your stories, in your presentation, leverage all the different ways that people might be able to hear your message or see your message or even feel your message the best.
And this technique has been around for a very long time. Like the Bible, all the parables that are told are kind of like stories. They're demonstrations.
100%.
They're demonstrations of thoughts, feelings, or emotions, and we leverage those. And you can use one of those as a kind of like as well. So it's a very meta moment. So I actually have told the story of Jesus and being in the being with the crowd of 5,000 and them being hungry, and his people saying to him, hey, they're really hungry, go feed them. And he's like, no, I'm not going to feed them. You go feed them. And they're like, we can't go feed them. We're not qualified to go feed them. And he's like, you can do it. He's like, well, we don't have very much. And we only have like a loaf of bread and like 5 fishes. How are we supposed to do this? Feed 5,000. And he's like, just start feeding them. And so that they went out and they started feeding them. And as they started to do that, Jesus kept replenishing the baskets. And he gave them so much food to feed the crowd that when they were done, they had baskets overflowing. And that's just like when we're being asked to go out and do something that we're scared to do. We are given a little tiny nugget of something we can use. And we don't need to have the baskets full to go. We need to one little piece to get started, because as we go, God will replace them. When he shows you'll step out in fear and faith, he's going to give you the opportunity to serve many. That would be a kind of like.
Yeah, that is a kind of like story. And you see how you bridge people's either a disconnect that they have with a concept that they can't quite understand when you just give it to them as is. Well, you relate it to something that they do understand or something that they have had experience with. And so it's an awesome, awesome technique to use. We used it and it brought in hundreds of leads just today within the hour that we were had gotten off the stage, because we only spoke for 17 minutes. Right? This was not some 90-minute presentation. This was not a 30-minute presentation. It was 17 minutes. And by leveraging this and some other secret marketing strategies that we're going to talk about over the next coming days, we were able to drive a ton of leads into our offer.
Woo! We're going to have another secret marketing strategy for you on the next episode. But before we do, if you have a question you want answered, make sure to let us know by sending us a message or putting it inside the chat. We'll see you next time.
If there is